All right, the box comes completely sealed in two boxes. I've already removed it from the original shipping box. The original shipping box is pretty large, just like this, but it's just another barrier to help protect your airplane and get it there, get it to you guys safely without any damage. And so, like the other ones came through airmail. We just wanted to make sure that shipping through the normal companies of like UPS or any of that stuff, that the airplane is good to go. And so here we go. We're gonna use this little edge right there to kind of hold the box so we can see. Okay, there we go. We got the first spot on there. Top tray now comes with all of the wings and the horizontal surfaces there, and so we'll pull them out. I already see one change on there. That change that you can see is that instead of magnets, it's actually been changed now into an actual hard point that will get screwed in. We recommended a change in there because the magnets were strong, but they very well could come off in flight, and we didn't want that to happen. So that was an update that we did. Again, all your surfaces look pretty good. All your servos, good to go. And then you actually got your door servo in there too. So things to take a look at. Just make sure everything's good. Put that back here. Next wing. I didn't even look at the top on that, but I'm betting it's fine too. So you got your nice LEDs in there. LEDs are what are on the only F-22 I know of in foam version, and they come stock on this airplane. And so again, we've got our door, our servos there. We got decals look like they're nice. Lights on there. We got our metal arms for the surfaces, and it looks good. Again, updated fixture points for the wings. Crossing over in front, we're going to grab these right here, the horizontals. We're going to grab both of them at the same time just to make this a little quicker. Horizontal surfaces, they all look pretty good too. And so you've got your actual screw points right here. These are how they're actually anchored onto the fuselage, so they're in the airplane, in the surface, so they're not going to be in the bag. All right, set those right there. Now let's pull open the top area, so the foam will remove that. Okay, in the top area we've got lots of extra foam to help protect it. Good to go stuff there. Let's grab the front section here, pull that out. All right, here's the front section. Within that front section, more foam to help protect things so it doesn't go anywhere. And then you got all your parts right there. Neat little setup on there. Look at the actual foam. Looks like it's pretty good there. Inside, this is how it actually attaches. The nose assembly actually goes into the nose section here and gets anchored down on that point right there. That way it has some structure there, not just the screws there. Kind of neat little idea. When you're assembling it, this is where I will put all my batteries. Two 2S 1800 to 2200 size. I'm on the light side, so I kept it at the 1800 size. And then one battery 3S for my Sweewind motor there that I used in the airplane. Wing spar and the short wing spar. So you got three of them that belong all in there. I'm getting a little bit lighter on that front side here. All right. Again, there's your tail section. Nice, good stuff there. And your servo connection there, just make sure it looks like it's all the right directions on servos. Move the servo a little bit and check the structure of your vertical. Next vertical here. Again, pulling that off. Looks all nice. Going there, nice and easy. Check your connections again, because I've had an airplane that came with these wrong, but not through Banana Hobby. Expensive airplane came that way. All right, so you got your aft section of foam. We're going to take it out of there. They padded it pretty well so that none of these pieces get damaged. All right, so they did change something on there. This one actually came with a pilot in there, and he looks pretty goofy, so I would take him out, but that's just me. And he's sitting a little high. So that's a little goofy, but that was something that we didn't request, but it's definitely there. So we'll get that removed out of there. I would take him out. If you were to do anything with this pilot, I would paint his cockpit or paint his helmet gray, and then I would actually kind of probably mill some of the foam out and get him stuck into the seat a little better, and then drop him about an inch. But anyway, there you go. Check it. Make sure that your surface or your canopy hatch connection is actually in there. Always good to do that. So again, like I said, the wings came with the new area on there, and so this is how you'll actually attach them in. Screw point right there. So if you want to install them on, it's going to be a couple of about 4 extra screws just to put them on and then take them off. But then you're going to make sure that you don't have any problems with them coming off. So that's a good thing. So I actually have some other tanks right here just to show you the difference. So you can see what the difference is. So again, they had magnets on them, and now they're updated to a standoff setup. So pretty nice on there. I like the standoff setup a little better. But the magnets were pretty convenient for being able to take them on and off. So we're just going to set those fuel tanks aside because we don't need them in the way right now for us to do an assembly video that we're going to do right next after this. All right, so for the sake of this, I'm going to actually pull it out first on the ground, and then I'm going to move the box out of the way just so that there isn't any problems with that. All right, here we go. Tail section is out. We're going to set it down right here, and then we're going to make sure nothing else is in the box, which I don't see anything else. Oh, I just started hitting some B1s. All right, so we're going to remove the belly tray, little holder, and we're going to set this thing down. All right, so there we go. Let's pull this a little bit closer so you can actually see this. This setup. So what we got going on, we'll turn it, is that more foam. So we got our front section here. You've got your BEC. These BECs are actually pretty nice. You've got a JP, brake controller, gear controller, and your door controllers all right there. You got a UAT. I always suggest that you end up pulling the fuel tanks out and check those out for the clunks and make sure that they're all good to go. And it looks like they did not install the white box in this airplane. So when we originally started with this airplane, I told you guys all that it's going to be coming with a white distribution box. That white distribution box is like this. So I have one here. And so that is the white distribution box. So they did not put this in this airplane. We apologize for that. We were mentioned about this just the other day, and so that's why I'm doing this unboxing for you to see. So if you feel that you want to use one of these distribution boxes, please contact us at Banana Hobby, and we will send you one of these boxes once we verify that you've purchased one of these airplanes. What that's going to do is it's going to take the airplane down to, I believe, an 8 or a 9 channel. So it's going to make it to where you have your throttle, your flaps, your gear, your rudder, your elevator, and your ailerons all through this white distribution box instead of being independent that they have right here. And so there's a lot of people that are going to want to have independent to where they can actually make it to where the elevators are, Tailor-ons, or they can do flaps, independent. They can do ailerons independent, so they can do all whatever. That is what this is going to end up being. It's going to be very functional, and this is definitely an option. Our second Raptor that we ended up doing testing for was this way. We actually took this out, and that is why I have it, is because we ended up doing the independent servo setup on there, and that is what this is. And so again, if you feel you want to use this and make it to where you can use an 8 or a 9 channel receiver without needing like a power safe or anything that requires 11 to 12 channels, hit us up at Banana Hobby and we will mail you one of these at our cost. Because again, we talked about this being in there and they obviously did not put that in here. So that being said, we apologize and we will make it right if that is what you want. Other things to talk about, again, always make sure that your UIT is secured. Your connections that you're going to have here, you're going to have a power that is a BEC connection power. That is going to be what you power your receiver with. And that one comes directly off of this external BEC. That's kind of good. But again, we're going to probably put this in there to make it to where we have that 8 channel in there. Always make sure that your switches and your canopy latches and all that stuff, that they're all freewheeling. Okay, they should go all the way back. Sticking like that for just a little bit is not an issue. That is just what they do sometimes. But just make sure that they actually are operational. I like to give them just a little bit of a tug just to make sure that they don't come out. And if they do come out, just glue them back in. I mean, we're all hobbyists. It's easy to fix. But if you do have a problem with these, you might need to take it out. When they glue these in, there's a chance that they can get glue inside of there. So if you do have that problem, just with a razor blade, score the sides of it, get the glue out, pop it out. You might need to separate it and put it back together. But I'm betting that if it isn't operational, it's because of the glue that they use, because there's a hole in the back that it can get into. Inside the actual tank area right here, what you're going to see is that you don't have very much room within the area to run your hoses and your lines and all that stuff. This one is already pre-ran from there, but if you need to, always run your wires, your cheater wires, through here and up through the front. That's what I did with mine to get it running, and it did really well. There's been some comments about having to move the thrust tube forward or backwards or whatever on there. When we tested the airplane, it flew very, very well with the thrust tube where it's at and the motor attached to the holes in which you see here. When you move it further away there, you get just a little bit less thrust is what we were finding. So we liked it right there. So it actually has a good sound and it flew very well. So again, just make sure you're inspecting everything you can on there. These decals, they are a water slide decal. We hope that they stay on there well, but you may have some that come off or whatnot. That's kind of what those decals kind of do. As a note, when you are installing your wings screws in the airplane, you want to make sure, well, we'll just say all screws, you want to make sure that you're not going to over tighten anything. You do not want to over tighten anything that has plastic involved in it. What does that mean? This is plastic, that's plastic, your wings are plastic. Even though they go into a brass fitting, you just want to make sure you don't over torque them. So when you put your screws in, just cinch them. You don't need to cram them. You don't need to over tighten them. They are not going to go out. I did a test on there where I put only a couple of threads inside these actual jets just to make sure that there wasn't going to be any problems with the screw coming out and what it's going to do. But I put maybe 2 threads inside of these and the screw still stayed in and the wings still stayed on and there was not a single problem. So you don't need to cram these on. Landing gear is JP landing gear. It is painted all white and the wheels and rims are painted all white. So that's a neat little setup that we love about what we did with this airplane. Connections for your horizontals as they go through. We're going to try and bring this in and bring it down a little bit more. You got your connections down within there. Really neat setup. They're just going to slide through, and then you're going to have your captive screw on the inside right here. Pretty easy going setup. Once those are cinched on there, you're good to go. I like to put a little bit of grease, and I also like to make sure that the actual screw horizontal, when it goes through, that it doesn't bind or anything like that, because any kind of burring or whatnot by pushing it through, if you cause any of that, you could probably jam them up. So just make sure that they're freewheeling and they're going to spin like they should. All right, let's get back to the rest of it. I don't think there's very much other stuff to say. Again, like I said, the only thing I'm seeing on there for improvements is, we got to raise that up a little bit. Looks like we got a few improvements in there. Again, the things that I saw on there is that you've got now your anchor points on your wings are now a anchor point versus a magnet. The distribution box, if you need one, contact us. We will get it to you. This will be installed in the next lot of airplanes. Again, they should have had that in there and they did not. So we will make it right. If you feel like you want to use this, please contact us at Banana Hobby, and we will make it right. Okay. Yeah. As far as that, everything seems to look in order. We're going to get this airplane together, and we're going to do a hopefully a comprehensive, in-depth build video to the extent of assembling it and what you should look for the things that we've seen, if we've seen anything at all, which we haven't seen anything really bad for this airplane. Just we want you just to make sure that you're going to do everything as you should, and then give a little helpful pointers that we found for rates and what we like about the airplane versus what we don't like about the airplane. So again, stay tuned for the more videos from there. Hopefully you like this quick and easy unboxing. If you like this airplane, stand by, because we should hopefully see an EDF version soon. And there it is, the turbine version, AF models, F-22 Raptor from Banana Hobby. Get yours now at bananahobby.com. Thanks again for watching.